So it's recently been discovered that female fish actually fake their orgasm so that their mate actually thinks that they've done a good job. Immediately after that, they go and they look for a better mate. Clearly, all females have something in common there. Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one break time podcast channel, giving you the best in break time podcast shows. My name is Sir Denver B, and today we have Battle of the Sexes, episode 10. Wow, we've lasted longer than some people's thingies, but let's not poke fun. And funny enough, today I'm gonna be a bit ironic, considering the intro that I just used, because I'm gonna make this about the women, or at least I'm gonna make this about the men. Now, men, we need to talk. We need to talk deeply because I have defended you. I have been ambassador of the boy child for a fairly good amount of time. I have defended you against these women. I have defended you against some of these toxic feminists. But yet there are some of you that are just screwing up and messing me, or at least making my job that much harder. And I'm going to dedicate this episode to the ladies so that at least they know that even though I attack them, it's because I care. It's generally because I care. Now, my issue is there's some men that just are screwing it up. These are the men who aren't treating their women that well. First of all, the men that used to skip on foreplay. I do not know what is wrong with you. I do not know how it is that you jump into the bed and then try and slide it in when it's not nice and wet. I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're listening when I'm telling you this. Treat your woman right, go through some foreplay, spend some time on it. Unless maybe it's a quick and the both of you are super horny. But still, maybe even a minute of foreplay is okay. But still, how the hell is it that you grab your woman, you claim to love them, you claim to care about them, and then all of a sudden, you just jump into the sheets, you just try slide it in. Ateke. As in, what the hell is wrong with you? It's a growing issue because I cannot be spending my time trying to speak on your behalf on women. And then there's some women who'll come up and they'll be like, you know what, men only care about themselves, which is why when we're getting right down into it, they just want to slip it in. They're forgetting that you have to prep your woman first. You have to ease them into it. Because some of them usually just aren't in the mood. Just the same way as niggas, we know very well. There are times when we're not in the mood. Which is why even though the boner comes up, nothing's coming out. There's no dropping, kids. And that's a fact. So, my niggas, those of you that are skipping out on foreplay, y'all, first of all, are missing out on something real good. Because trust me, foreplay is good for the both of you. Foreplay is good for you regardless of whether you're male, female, lesbian, gay. Foreplay is essential. But now, the other men that I have the biggest issue with is the coffin masters. The people who decide, you know what, because we're in bed together, I'm going to let my shorty do all the work. And I don't know which instrument to hit you with because you all are the ones who failed me the most. Because when I went into the podcast, one of my first episodes was me attacking women and saying, y'all just lie in bed, y'all don't do shit. Y'all cannot please your man by simply just lying on the bed and waiting for them to do all the work. Missionary with them on top is good, yes. It does make us work quite a bit, but we need to switch it up. Doggy style isn't something that can be done by only one nigga. It's a team effort. But apparently, there's a couple of you niggas that are just lying in bed like a fucking starfish or, I don't know, a cockroach, or as I'd like to call it, a coffin master. You're trying to test out how dead you'd look in a coffin, and you're letting your woman do all the work. As in, the hell is going on with you guys? That's part of the issue that is plaguing our country. We have men who are refusing to do cardio. And then you have men who are refusing the opportunity to have pleasurable cardio in their bedrooms. Y'all probably should know that 30 minutes of sex is equivalent to about an hour 30 of cardio. By cardio, I mean cardio running. A 1 hour, 30-minute jog can be knocked off by half an hour of fucking. That is a fact. Go Google it. And then you're deciding, let me just lie back. Now when your stomach becomes bigger than your dick, how the hell will you justify your size? Huh? And then you end up joining the small dick association, busy complaining. No, I've got size. Fuck you mean. Like shit. I figured I might as well tackle these men who are ruining it for us. Because you cannot be trying to defend people and yet people are just making it bad for you. Because even before I jump into toxic masculinity, I've been rambling about bedroom matters. I've been telling people, make that work 50-50 in bed. But, if your man decides to make it a 60-40, there's no problem with that. Like, you let your nigga go and do the work. And this time I'm talking to the ladies or, the gay guys that, that are bottoms or some shit. You let your nigga do the work. But now, if the nigga does nothing, how exactly do you expect to have fun? And on a slightly mild note, let me start attacking the niggas that choose to do everything. It's entirely up to you if you want to do a properly solid job. But here's one truth of the matter. There are times when women want to take control. Please sit your ego down or, shove it up your ass, wherever it is you can put it for the time being, and let your woman get dominant. Because as I spoke to a couple of women the other day, they actually like being dominant in bed. And I wholeheartedly accept it. Like, there are times when a nigga gets tired and chooses to sit back and lets the shorty do the work. Like, this is the real shit that we need. Like, 50-50 feminism should work. This whole equality shit should come through. But you're like, no. If I'm not the one doing all the fucking, then how else will I show that I'm the man? Like, sitting back and letting her do the job. Like, shit. You all need to start giving it the respect that it deserves. Like, if it's a two-way street, make it a two-way double lane on each side. Like, let each side get dominant for once. Because if you all don't, exercise some level of dominancy and, allow yourself to be a bit more vulnerable, how else do you expect to get some pleasure? And that's the biggest problem with a lot of these niggas. Like, they're trying to be, all macho and shit. They're trying to show that they have the best pipe laying game in the business. And yet you can't let your shorty get dominant. Like, bro, as in, fine, yes, you can lay pipe, but there's a difference between, like laying pipe and then she feels pleasure and laying pipe and then she gets bored or she feels pain. Now, moving it on though, I need to address something that's a bit more general because I feel as though laying pipe is something that I've talked about a lot. Toxic masculinity. This is something that's become a thing. It's something that people are talking about. It's something that we need to address as, audience of Break Time on West Side. Because toxic masculinity is ruining a lot of grown men. By toxic masculinity, I mean you claiming that you won't do something or you won't act a certain way because, quote unquote, you're a man or it's not manly or it's womanish. I think that's part of the dumbest shit that's come through. Because being an air hostess or being an air host, being a steward on an airplane, it used to be considered a profession that was mainly for women because it was mainly led by women. But men are there as well. Just the same way you can have pilots that are female. Just the same way you can have conductors in the matatus or, the buses. For those of y'all that don't know what a matatu is, because that's more Kenyan. Like, you can have female conductors as well. You can have female drivers. You can have female truck drivers. And it's something that people do not like to admit that is there. And toxic masculinity is a big, big issue. So the guys who can't chill alone with women because apparently it makes them look gay. Kwani women are what? Kwani having a vagina does what? Kwani chilling with a couple of women or even, let's say, a couple of gay guys, just having a simple discussion, it doesn't even have to relate to sex. It can mean anything. And you're having a sit-down discussion with them. What's the big problem? Why the hell is it that a guy is like, no, I can't chill with such people. I don't want to do this. You guy, I can't be doing such things. Why? If it's a simple discussion, have a simple discussion. Conversation does not know looks. Conversation does not know sexual preference unless it's a talk on sex. It's like those guys that usually start saying at you, oh, if you're getting a shorty, if you're smashing, it has to be at your place. You can't be smashing at her place. The hell? It's just a house though. And The other guys that tend to piss me off are the guys who can't compliment other men because apparently it sounds gay. Yo, first of all, clearly you do not understand the power of a compliment. And secondly, clearly you do not appreciate your fellow man. Because that's what you should be doing, appreciating your fellow man. Because also niggas want compliments as well. And I'd rather get a compliment from a couple of boys that I know, because at least I feel like it'll be genuine rather than some random stranger who probably might just look at me some type of way. Okay, to be very honest, I'm joking. I'd rather get it from a stranger because that one feels a bit more genuine. But you guys get the point. Complimenting your niggas should be something that you guys do from time to time. If you see your nigga looking good, throw the compliment. He'll obviously appreciate it. It's like those guys that usually start saying at you, oh, you know, if you're getting a shorty, if you're smashing, it has to be at your place. You can't be smashing at her place. The hell? It's just a house though. Now another thing, mani-pedis. There's nothing wrong with doing a mani-pedi. Going to pamper yourself, it's not womanish. Going to a spa, it's not womanish. And worse still, there's people that call it that would not accept help from a woman because apparently they're men. Yo, if you guys are some of the dumbest people on planet Earth, by the way, agree with that shit. But let's be honest, there is nothing that is more appreciated with one person helping another, regardless of gender, because gender does not equal strength. I don't know. I feel as though I'm actually speaking sense today. Probably I'm just in my head, but there's just some sense to be dropped here. And I honestly feel as though toxic masculinity is a piece of shit in itself if it was a person, and it should be something that should be thrown out the window as soon as possible. Anyways, it's about time you head back to work. Always put that process in that progress or be the prevention. If you guys want to give me feedback, comments, it is at breaktime_westside on IG, breaktime on westside on Facebook, and at Bagaka the D on Twitter. I will see you guys later.